morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to do an update about those series-free Play Pokemon prize packs that I showed you about recently, because we have so many cool things that are going to be coming up, and they're just better. Frankly, they are better than we expected they were going to be, and that is absolutely awesome. And I need to give a massive shout out again to Savando here, Passy set over on social media and the internet and places like that. And let's just start off by looking at this Ultra Ball. This Ultra Ball, stunning, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely stunning. Now, this is a holo version of Ultra Ball. Now, there are a couple of things to note here. First of all, Ultra Ball is not a holo card. I think that's pretty important, quite frankly. This is a holo version of a non-holo card. But then again, we've had these prize packs before. That is not entirely unheard of, so I kind of understand this. That's fine. But look at the holo. Now, the important point we need to be noting here, and this is incredibly important, this is a Scarlet and Violet card. Because Scarlet and Violet cards have holo borders. The holo Scarlet and Violet cards have holo borders. The holo Sword and Shield cards do not have holo borders, and that means that when they're coming through in these prize packs, they're still not going to have holo borders. So this ridiculous Ultra Ball that looks absolutely ridiculously over the top, stunning, and I love it, and wow, it looks this cool because it is a Scarlet and Violet era card printed as a holo in these prize packs. That's why it looks so cool. Sword and Shield era cards will not look this cool. So let's have a look at Nest Ball as well. Yeah, there's a Nest Ball. And just as a side note, right? Who doesn't want these in their decks right now? Because Nest Ball is another card that came from Scarlet and Violet and is a non-holo card. And what we've got here is, firstly, they're holo, but more importantly, they've got holo borders, which looks amazing, and they've got the Play Pokemon stamp. And, right, firstly, these look absolutely amazing. And secondly, these are going to be a pain. Because assuming it's the same as the previous prize packs, and there's no real reason to assume otherwise, because we've had two and they've been the same so far, we're looking here at over 200 cards in the set. Which means getting the particular card you want as a holo is going to be a little bit of a pain. And if certain ones of these are sought after, that is going to be even more difficult. Ultra Ball and Nest Ball are like staples in basically every deck. And these are maybe the coolest version of them. And they're not going to come in packs very often, so actually trying to get hold of these could end up being a little bit of a pain. You have been warned. Now, we have actually got some other images which we can see kind of from the pack to give us a little bit more insight. Shout out to TCG Flow over on Twitter. And it actually turns out one of the other cards which is going to be available is Hyper Ball. Okay, it's German. It's just Ultra Ball, but it's the Crown Zenith Ultra Ball. And this is, of course, a Sword and Shield era card. And that means that it doesn't have the fancy holo around the border, etc. I just look at the difference between them. There is such a ridiculously huge difference between these cards. And the difference very simply comes around from the fact that one of them is a Sword and Shield era card and one of them is a Scarlet and Violet era card. The Scarlet and Violet era cards in these look absolutely stunning. I mean, check out Switch Card. It's not that Switch Card isn't an incredibly cool card. Switch Card is an incredibly cool card. But as I've just said, this is not a Scarlet and Violet era card. It is a Sword and Shield era card. And that means that in these prize packs, it just looks, well, not to be blunt, comparatively rubbish. It's nowhere near as cool. So I do think there is a real difference here, depending on whether we're going Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield. I mean, goodness, look at Rare Candy. Or, it's not actually Rare Candy though, is it, ladies and gentlemen? It's Sonderbonbon! Rare Candy in some other European languages is absolutely awesome. I think something like Super Bonbon in French, something along those lines. My point is that this is another card, and don't get me wrong, it's not like Stage 2s are the best decks in the format right now. Now, there are some good ones out there. Obviously, Gardevoir is very, very cool. But then Gardevoir doesn't really tend to use rare candy, does it? Because it wants to evolve up through the good Curlier. So rare candy's not really a huge thing right now. But at some point, either in the very near future or the medium term or the long term or whatever, Stage 2 decks have to come back at some point. And if you're playing Stage 2s, you're going to be playing Rare Candy. And if you're playing Rare Candy, this has got to be one of the coolest versions out there. Now, I know there's a bunch of cool Rare Candy, okay? But this has got to now be one of the coolest. For me, it's really simple. It's the Galaxy Holo, and I haven't mentioned that. I did in the video the other day, but I haven't today. The Galaxy Holo, you don't see that very often nowadays in the Pokemon TCG. But the Galaxy Holo, which then stretches over the border as well, absolutely adore it, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely adore it. This just looks so cool. Want to see something else that looks cool? Holo Basic Energy. And again, we've had Holo Basic Energy throughout the years. We've had various different versions of it. But oh my word, check out this Lightning Energy again from TCG Flow. It's stunning. It's wonderful. It's brilliant. It's awesome. I am a very big fan. I think it's fair to say. And now again, the Holo Energy is not coming out of these packs all that often. Most shops are not getting, at least if we go by Series 1 and 2, they're not getting piles and piles and piles and piles of these packs in. So what that means is that they are essentially, giving the ones they have out to their locals, and most shops I've seen are being lovely and just giving them to locals. In terms of how they're actually distributed, it's up to the shop. They can be prizes, they can be for attending leagues. There's a million different ways to actually deal with this. But the point is, they're going to be given out at local leagues, but it's not exactly like there's going to be an infinite amount of them everywhere. And with Basic Energy not coming out all that often, and we're going to want, 6 to 12, depending on the deck of each kind of Basic Energy, that is going to make it awkward to try and get all of these. But that's actually kind of awesome. I kind of love this. It's like a big challenge, isn't it? It's like a big challenge to try and make sure that, if you want, for me, fighting energy, to try and make sure you get all that Holo fighting energy that you can. I love this. Some people, it's going to be awkward trying to actually get hold of the ones you want, and you have my apologies for that one. Now, they did go and show off some other cards, or some other cards we can see here and there, including Arceus V. Now, we kind of knew Arceus V was coming because Arceus is on the front of the pack. They haven't shown off Arceus V-Star yet, but I would be absolutely stunned if Arceus V-Star wasn't in here as well. And again, what we've got here is kind of, Arceus is at the center of so many good decks. Like, since the set it came out in Brilliant Stars, it's been at the center of so many good decks. So the V and the V-Star of this are going to be very, very sought after. People are going to love them. And then, of course, even on this image, you can see Pokegear, you can see Gapejaw Bog, you can see the Regieleki from that Regigigas deck. It seems like the whole Reggie deck's in there, incidentally. These are not random fringe cards. Now, I'm not claiming that they're all stunning cards, but I'm saying every single card on this picture is competitively viable and has seen a bit of play. Over here we've got, the star is Electric Generator, certainly, but, these other cards are interesting. I'm not saying Annihilape is great, but I'm saying Rage Fist is an interesting attack. I'm not saying Wailord is amazing, but I am saying that in the Gym Leader Challenge, at least it's very, very cool. And I'm not saying Basculin is absolutely stunning, but I am saying that going and grabbing 2 basic Pokemon and benching them for 0 energy, meaning you can use your energy attachment for the turn to retreat whatever you start with, I am saying that is a pretty good thing, and that is a kind of thing that some people are absolutely going to want to do. And then I would be remiss if I didn't show off Double Turbo Energy. Oh yeah, turns out there's also Double Turbo Energy with the full Holo treatment. Oh, when I say full Holo treatment, obviously it's a Sword and Shield card, so it doesn't go over the borders, but it's still just ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely ridiculous. People, and the good news is you'll only ever need 4 of these. The bad news is I rather get the impression that trying to get 4 of these might not be the easiest thing in the world. I want 4 of these, I'll be honest with you. I think they're absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, and Great Tusk. Great Tusk! I love Great Tusk, personally. Not sure it's ever going to be, as much as I wanted it to be, the best deck in the format, but it's still pretty cool and it's an interesting card. Again, I am not claiming that every single card in these packs is brilliant and stunning and amazing or anything like that. What I'm saying is they have chosen interesting cards, not bulk commons. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think of the cards we've seen so far. Tell me which cards you want to be appearing in these packs. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.